Sul Sul Seers, and welcome to SeeJamieSim. I'm Jamie, and today we're going to be working on day 3 of our starter home challenge, which is building a $20,000 home on the smallest lot in each world. And today we are going to be working on Newcrest. So I know a lot of people are trying to build up Newcrest right now into their own worlds thanks to businesses and hobbies. So this is a great brownstone that actually ends up being super expensive for me to build on the outside. So the inside is a little sparse, but it has everything you need to get started, which is pretty much the starter home challenge. So we are going to be building a brownstone today. So here we are. You can see a couple of my other little shell challenges that I have on each side of it. So so here we are. I am loving this challenge. It is great. So if you haven't seen day 1, which was Willow Creek, and day 2, which was Oasis Springs, please go check those out. You can find some great 20,000 simoleon starter homes there. And if you're building up your worlds, starter homes are a great way to do that. And so I have had so much fun with these builds. It's been a long time since I really tried to build a starter home. All of my shell challenges always have the ability to, build whatever you want, and all of these builds have no CC. So you will have all of this. If you have all the packs, you'll have access to everything, and they're super easy to build on and with. So definitely check that out if you are interested. I do a lot of build challenges on this channel, so shell challenges are my favorite, but I do occasionally have my own challenges that I do, this being one of them. So the starter home challenge, if you want to do it yourself, is building a 20 simoleon home on the smallest lot in each world. So here we are trying to get all of our windows, and I know I want brick since it's a brownstone. And usually I would build brownstones with buildings on either side, so you kind of get that look that you want, but seeing as this is the smallest lot and I'm just trying to build for one sim, it ends up, I think, looking beautiful just because I love that build style a lot. But each home I'm trying to make so it looks like it blends into the world. Newcrest, don't really have to worry about that. That's kind of the one that I'm just kind of like, well, I can build whatever I wanted, so I built this. Yeah, and you'll see I backtrack a lot on this outside stuff because it is so expensive that I really have to make the inside of the home pretty sparse. Probably so far in this challenge, the most challenging to decorate. And I made it pretty big. But it was really, really fun to make, and I love these windows, but I don't end up keeping them because they are so expensive. And you can see I haven't even finished it, and I'm already down to 6,000 simoleons just from doing the outside. So the panic sets in. Like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I realized that, oh dear, I'm gonna have to trash some of this stuff. The upstairs ends up being a kind of studio space bedroom also. Yeah, here you can see I'm scrapping the windows and trying to find something cheap that gives me the same sort of look. I don't really get to have the industrial look that I like for my brownstones, but this ends up being beautiful, so, And this home is also kind of big. You could probably split the upstairs into 2 rooms and a bathroom if you really wanted to. And if it were me and I were doing a Regs to Riches challenge with this, I definitely would do that, just because you usually end up, having a family and doing that kind of deal. So I would do that. I would split it up if it were me. So here I am, just, angsting over windows, as one does. And I really, really want to keep this door. So even though it's a little expensive, I just really want to keep it. So I don't end up taking that off. And I also do not put too many windows in here, just because on each side there normally would be, another building. So I don't really put windows on those sides. So here we are. You can see the upstairs and the downstairs, pretty big for starter home, especially considering that it's 2 floors. And here's where I'm going to put my bathroom. And that leaves me this weird little hallway, and I believe that I put in a desk down there and this is me placing stuff so I know how much money I don't have, because you can see I'm just starting to decorate and I'm already at 5,000 simoleons, and the bathroom is going to wreck my budget. And I don't even have doors in this place yet. So I try, but in trying to put in everything, I realize that this is going to be bananas. So yeah, I'm going to do a lot of debug in this one, especially the upstairs, because I'm making it so it looks like they just moved in, so they don't have a lot of stuff. Just for gameplay wise, it seemed to fit with me not having a whole lot of money to build with. But you do have, I believe, books and painting and a TV. You have everything you kind of need to start out, which, that's what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to build it so you're starting out. Like when you moved out of your parents' house for the first time and had absolutely nothing and then got a crazy roommate, which is exactly what happened to me. There's nothing quite like having your first taste of adulthood and then having to deal with craziness. But here we are, taking a pause. It's probably because of my cats or my kids, but you'll see when I'm building up here, not a lot more gets added to the top here, because I am at 880 simoleons and we don't even have lights. So just keep that in mind as we are building that. At this point, I have stuff in the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, and an office space. And I have a bed, a dresser, and I don't even have a bookshelf yet. So here I am trying to get back some money and deciding I maybe don't need all that. So if you do want to build up a little bit more, you can always build that back. And yeah, it needs some flooring. And here I am trying to decide how I'm going to make it look like somebody just moved in and doesn't have a lot of stuff. And so far, I have not realized that I do not have any lights in this place yet. But I will realize it, and you will see me have to sell stuff. Yeah, I really want to do something with those windows, but, that's... If it were me, like, I would put, like, a piano there or something, but I don't quite get there in under budget. And I try not to put a whole lot of debug into the house space. I do it more outside, but I end up putting a lot of boxes debug into the house, which can be completely removed, and you can build all of your stuff in it. Just because a lot of the boxes I couldn't get without doing debug. So, and I wanted to give you a story to play with. Having your sim be the first, you know, sim out here and doing that. So, I think this is where I realize I have no lights. I have completely built this house in the dark. Yes, that is where I realize this. And I'm like, no. And I sell those boxes because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put that in debug. And trying to decide where I want to put this stuff. And then I remember that I need a bathroom door in order for them to actually reach it. And also some flooring in there. So we get that going. And now I have paint on all the walls and I have tile, and we can go forward from here with our $300. Please keep in mind I have 370 something simoleons at this point. So I get a nice little plant. And one of the things I've been putting in a lot of my builds, that wellness like meditation stool thing, because that's cheap and it also gets you just some stuff for your aspirations. And I think it's knowledge, and it's cheaper than a chessboard, because I try to put a chessboard and bookshelves in all of my builds, but sometimes that's not possible. And you'll see that in a lot of my builds, I am also, here I am trying to clutter everything for 19 simoleons. And I'm like, I have no idea exactly what I need. So I'm kind of going through in my brain thinking, okay, I have a bin, I have a sink, I have a shower, I have, a refrigerator and an oven. I mean, they're not great, but there's places to sit, there's things to read, and you have some activities that you can do. So really, what more could you want? So I'm thinking to myself that this is going to be an artist. And I need to have more art stuff, obviously. But you can see by all the red, I can't afford it. And I want to have a bunch of boxes. So here I am typing in all of the reveal stuff so I can get access to debug. Because this channel is all about me learning how to build in The Sims, how to play in The Sims, and doing all of that. So I'm still learning. So here we are, getting our stuff, trying to find what exactly we can do. And I'm finding nothing for 19 simoleons. And here I am trying to think, and I'm like, no, I don't want just a wall of tile. So I look through all the decorations just to see what I can afford, and don't find too much. I found one stack of papers and pretty much am out of simoleons. So I decide that this is going to be an artist, and I need to put some art on the walls or near the walls, that kind of thing. And I need to do, just decorating outside, because, these kind of builds, do have, yeah. And I hate putting stuff up on platforms, because it's just really hard with the decoration for the flowers and everything to really get it going. So we try our best, and it ends up looking nice. So can't really complain too much, you know. So here we are, debug stuff, and your Sims will ignore the debug stuff. It'll just seem like it just doesn't exist in their world. So you don't really have to worry about it. And I'm just putting some ivy, which I hardly ever put because I hate that I can still see it when the walls come down. So if I'm playing The Sims, nothing I have has ivy, right? At this point, I'm just trying to make it have a lot of curbside appeal. And I think I achieved that. I really liked the outside of this. So, and if you like what I'm doing, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really, really helps me. I actually stream over on Twitch and here on YouTube every Wednesday from 9:30 to 1:30, Friday 9:30 to 12:30, and also 5 to 8, and then Saturday 5 to 8, and Tuesdays 2 to 5. So you can see all of my stuff there. I do some art stuff over on Twitch, as well as play Sims and other cozy games. I have a bunch of VODs that you can check out. And yeah, so if you do want to see more of my stuff, I have plenty of it, and more every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you want to check that out, that really helps me out. And we are doing challenges now, and I do lots of Let's Plays, so there is a lot to check out. So here we are, just debug decorating, and I'm trying to put in, stuff that's been mailed, and I get these boxes, these presents, but I don't end up keeping them, just because I wanted a bunch of options to just pile in the corner. And so I get them, but we don't use them. So here we are this way. And yeah, it's a lot of me going through debug and trying to make the front of the house look really nice, and trying to give everything a lived-in feel. Because I really like that in my builds. I like everything to look super lived in. Yeah, so we are just on the search for boxes and different, different crates, and I go through all the red stuff, just like, nah, can't afford anything there. It's like real life. Can't afford that. Gotta move on. Can't afford that. My dad always said, if it's free, it's for me. So there's a lot of that right now in this build. So I guess that's the motto of this build today. If it's free, it's for me. Yeah, so, just giving it a little bit more personality, and yeah, probably didn't need a whole floor. That was not quite what I needed. But I really had fun with this house. This is my other two starter houses I had fun with, but this one just required a little bit more thought and planning, and I really, really love that. That's why I really like to do challenges in The Sims, just because it really gets you thinking. And I get to use a lot of stuff that I don't normally use, which is always fun. So, yeah. We Yep, just looking through more stuff, trying to decide. And I realize about this point that I do not have a dining room at all or a place to sit and eat except for the chair and the the couch in front of the TV, but it ends up staying that way because I just have nothing. I have no money. This build was so expensive. And it's because I made it so big. Had I made it a little bit smaller, it would definitely have been cheaper and I could have afforded a little bit more, but I really like how big it is, and I like the space that separates the bed from the painting, and downstairs having, the bathroom and everything kind of close together. So, you gotta make choices. Choices get made. Yeah, so I like to think that their art stuff and different things that they're getting ready for a show that they're doing are all in those crates. That was my head canon, is that they're getting ready to ship some of their stuff to an art gallery, and so they're just trying to finish everything. Yeah. So that was where my thoughts were at with all of these. Just kind of, an artist getting ready to do their thing. And really funny, I have no idea how they got these huge wall things up here, unless they just straight up painted them on the brick wall. Otherwise, if they're on canvas, I have no idea how they got it up there or how they're getting it out. So we're just going to keep on arranging all this and, just giving it character and doing the whole organizational process. But hopefully you have enjoyed the build today, because I really enjoyed making it. Hopefully you'll be able to use this in your own builds, especially Newcrest, because we always need new fun stuff in Newcrest. So go ahead and check me out, SeeJamieSim, on the gallery. If you are looking to download this, there's no CC, like I said, and definitely check out my other stuff on Twitch and on YouTube, and I will see you guys real soon. So enjoy the rest of the video. Bye-bye.